All right, Bob Chick, I'm here with women's physique favorite, Sabrina. What's up?
Oh, yeah, I'm here in Columbus.
You are? First ever women's physique Arnold. That's got to be pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I mean, you know, I have to think of when I started and to say, okay, now I'm here. And it's the first ever, so yeah, right. It's a good accomplishment.
So you got a few for now. Were you in the first women's Olympia, or was it the next year?
I was in the first one as well.
It was the first. So, man, you just breaking ground all over the
yeah, it's final year.
That's right. Oh, I like it. Well, you look fantastic as always. For those, of course, they've been watching. You can see, obviously, you're in great.
The top, it's 11 girls. We're all great. You know, they picked the top 11. So it's going to be a tough lineup. We're looking at some of all the girls that were at the Olympia. So I think we're all friends, but I'm sure we're battling on that stage.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man, when the bell tolls, that's it, man. The glitter's off. So talk to me about training and making improvements for shows. Now, when you make improvements for shows, are you purely looking at your own physique and what you think you need to do, or is it something that you look at the competition and you say, okay, Juliana kind of has this look and DLB has this, maybe I need to do this, so which way does it go for you?
I think it's a combination of both. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, it's me, it's only me against me. And
not really. I never followed that.
Yeah, but you hear it a lot. But I do think you have to look at both. It's not you out on, it's not only you out on that stage. So not only do I have to improve my own physique, I have to see what else is out there. If I want to win a race, I have to look at my competition and see, well, how do I beat them?
See, I think that's smart, because I never liked the whole, well, it's just me against me. It's like, well, no, it's not actually, because these other 10 girls are standing next to you, and the judges clearly have a look that they're looking for. So, I mean, if your look can be closer to that look, I mean, I just think that makes sense, whether it needs to be, that you thicken up, you trim it down, whatever, the waist needs to get smaller, whatever it might be. You've got pretty classic proportions, small waist, nice shoulders, caps, flaring thighs, so definitely a look that meets the criteria of women's physique. Give me your thoughts on the Olympia last year and your placing.
I was thrilled. Like, how couldn't I be? I mean, my improvement from the first year to last year, fantastic. I, overjoyed with that placing. Do I think I can move up? Well, yeah. I mean, that's what we all work for. So I'm hoping to move up. I went back, looked at my physique, and I continuously look at what I can do to improve on this physique. I kind of pride myself on the symmetry, so I want to keep my symmetry as best as it can be, and just build on that. I do have an idea of what I believe women's physique should be. I like it to be, more feminine. I don't want it to go into an area in the bigger proportions, so I do kind of try to keep myself and what I see the vision of women's physique to be under the constitution of the IFBB.
Sure. How do you think the judges did this past year with that? I mean, it seems, the first definitely a growing season. We had all kinds of different physiques. Second year settled in. Now it seems to be kind of finding its. Just in your opinion, have the judges followed that criteria pretty good? And of course, all due consideration to the lineups. I mean, they can only judge what's in front of them. So have the girls done their part in keeping it a little softer, a little bit more feminine, and have the judges done their part in rewarding it?
I think it's going along in a fairly well pace. I do feel personally that we have to watch out if it gets too big. It's just a fine line where body parts can get too big. But I think we're right. It's right there. It's falling on a good line. Sure. It can very easily tip itself into one direction. Well,
and speaking of how fine that line is, there's already talk that figure is over that line, that the girls are too hard, that they're a little bit, they're a little too close to you guys. And that's going to be the interesting thing this year to see where the judges keep those. If bikini kind of stays where it is, if figure has to move back a notch, which it's a big sliding scale.
It's an honor.
When one moves up, it allows the rest of them to move up. So it's a tough job. I mean, the judges definitely got their work cut out for them. And again, the physiques definitely seem a little.
Yes, I'm launching my own clothing.
Certainly in the first year, it looks like that you girls have kind of leveled out in terms of. Okay, you got some pretty good physiques up there now. It's not all over them.
As well as some posters. So
welcome to your first meet, Arnold. I think it'll be a great experience for you. And give me a here. What's a win for you here? I mean, barring winning, of course, what you're going to do. What constitutes a win for Sabrina Taylor?
Wow, that's a hard one. If I'm honest, totally honest, I would love to get a top 3. If I have to be honest, I would love to get a top 3.
You don't have to be honest. You can lie. I mean, that's.
Well, I guess I already spilled it, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
So top 3. Okay. I mean, I think a top 3. I might shed a tear on stage. age.
Maybe.
Maybe. But regardless, you know, of course I'd be happy with the top 5.
Sure.
You know, but gosh, top 3 would feel really good.
All right. Well, we'll certainly we'll hope for a top 3. I think you're certainly capable of that. So hopefully that goes in your favor. Where do you go from here? I mean, obviously, let's just say for sake of conversation, you place in the top 3 here. Where will we see you throughout the year then? Because obviously you still have to qualify for the Olympia by a win, which you've managed to do the last couple seasons. Do you go back to California? You've been very successful there.
Well, I'm already qualified. I got top 5. Yeah, so I'm
you're already done. Your work. Thank you. Good night. Well, great. So you don't even have to worry about that. But it leads me to kind of a part B to that. Being that you're already qualified, do you compete throughout the year? Is that something that you like to keep? You know, you like to kind of keep in the mix, or is it something that with a good finish here we don't see until the Olympia?
You know, it's new because my first year I just did October show and I went straight to the Olympia, and I ended up in a placing that didn't really like that placing.
Sure.
The following year I did probably about 4 shows before the Olympia, placed much better. So I think I have to go back and you know, weigh out what I need to do, what my body needs, the rest it needs, and how I can show up again at the Olympia in my best possible physique. So I have to look at the drawing table for that one. Don't have an answer.
Keep your eyes glued here, folks. We'll be having up-to-date coverage all weekend long. See who wins the women's physique. It just might be Sabrina Taylor.